All right, it's Tuesday, December 17th. Just wanted to follow up on Meta. You can see here it has now rebounded pretty nicely from that first push down. I discussed on earlier videos how I bought puts here on bar number 3. I was expecting it to kind of hit these two targets, these blue lines. If we look at the daily chart, that was kind of what was developing, where we took out the high the previous day, came down through the midpoint, and then we had these two targets down here to set up kind of a 3-bar. But at that point, I discussed how it was kind of a key inflection area. In the big picture on the weekly chart, we're still just consolidating in an overall uptrend, so you don't really have any indication you're going to get a major reversal. It was possible, but you wanted to see what happens, at that key target. And I discussed how I kind of had some nice gains on these puts on bar number 3. I tried to scale out here and set up a no-risk trade. Instead, once I saw it kind of bouncing here with this green bar, I decided to exit as I described earlier. So, I bought those 635 puts at 17.95. I was trying to scale out at 20, which I just missed. And then once I saw it kind of not following through, I decided conservatively to exit at 19 for a nice base hit gain. And you can see they're all the way down to almost 14 now. So, it's not surprising that this type of thing could happen. It's not really the signal I'm looking for to buy down here. We're still kind of just consolidating in an overall, I guess it's an uptrend in here, and we're making higher highs and lower lows, and maybe back to higher highs again. But there's no real daily actionable signal. It's kind of a 3-bar now in an overall choppy range. So again, just kind of showing that every stock has certain context. I saw the weakness early on this one and thought it was high probability to come down here and maybe get start a deeper reversal. But I also knew that this type of thing was likely as well. So we're just kind of chopping around. We're holding the midpoint of the first bar. It's not really up on the day. It's certainly not down on the day. And, we're almost back to the close of yesterday, so about even on the day in terms of price action. So anyway, just thought I'd follow up, and that's why sometimes, conservatively, I look to take my gains at certain targets when I don't really know what the expectations are. There are other times where expectations are more clear. So anyway, it's still possible we get a secondary move down to these lows and move down there. But given that it's a 3-bar now, higher highs here, lower lows, it's just kind of, there's no actionable signals unfolding in Meta, for a while now, until that daily chart gives something a little clearer. It's the bias is to the upside, but to get an actionable signal out of this, you're going to have to get either another 2 down and a 2 up, or kind of an inside bar that immediately, then tries to test those highs again, and that could take time to develop. So just thought I'd follow up on Meta. Base hit gain to the downside this morning, but not surprising it didn't follow through.